Hey guys, it's Booty Guy. Today I am filming my September wrap-up and October TBR. And yeah, it was an okay reading month for me. Read some good books, but also read some not so good books. I read 6 books this month, and I started a book but didn't finish, but I'll just explain that. And I have quite a few books on my TBR list for October, so let's just get on to the books that I read in September. So, in the beginning of the month, I tried reading On the Road by Jack Kerouac, which I said I was going to read, but I got about 100 pages into it and stopped because I just wasn't really feeling it. And I didn't even really try to read the other book. I just wasn't really feel like reading those. But the first book that I actually completed this month was Split Second by Casey West, the final book in the Pivot Point duology, which I got from the library, and I rated this 3 stars. It was okay. The main problem I have with this duology is that it's way too focused on the romance. If it wasn't as focused on the romance, then I think I would like this duology a lot more. The actual plot, like the dystopian mind powers aspect, is really cool. If they focused on that, this duology would be a lot better, but eh. The second book I read this month was Please Ignore Veredites by A.S. King, which I also got from the library, which I rated 4.5 stars. Oh my god, I really loved this book. It had a really good moral. I loved the characters and the storyline and the mystery around it. It was just a really cool book. Like, I just really liked it, and I would definitely recommend it. The third book I read this month was Airfire, the third book in the Throne of Glass series. I also rated this like a 4.5 stars. Okay, let me just tell you the deal about this book. The first 300 pages I thought were kind of boring. I wasn't really liking it, but the last 200 pages were so good. Oh my god. Like, Sarah J. Maas, she always has kind of boring beginnings. I mean, it's fantasy, so it's gonna be boring sometimes. But when it gets good, it gets good. And in this case, it did get good. Like, really good. Just yes. And I'm really excited for the rest of this series. This series is probably going to be like one of my favorite series when it's all over. So far, it's really good. The fourth book I read this month was Dorothy Must Die by Daniel Page, the first book in the Dorothy Must Die series, which I got from the library. I rated it like 3 stars. It was okay, but I felt it could have been a lot better. Like, I felt the ending was kind of drawn out. If it had just ended and been a standalone, I would have liked it better, maybe. Or if it was a duology or something, or I think it would do really well as a graphic novel series instead, because being a trilogy and each book being probably 500 pages, that just is probably going to get boring, honestly, and it did a little at the end of the first book. So I'm probably not going to be reading the rest of the books in this trilogy. They're not even out yet, so why would I even wait? I'm not going to invest any more time when I didn't even like the first book a whole lot. I didn't like it enough to continue on. The fifth book that I read this month was The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, which I have checked out from the library. Okay. I rated it 2 stars. A lot of people really like this series, so I thought I would give it a go. I've been wanting to read this for a while, but I've been unsure of it. I didn't really want to like buy it or anything, and I definitely had reasons to be unsure of it because I did not really like this at all. In my opinion, it was really boring most of the time and just really strange, and I don't know, I just didn't really like it. It was not my thing, and I most likely, what the heck, most likely, likey, I did not likey this. Most likely I will not be finishing this series, like, ever. This is a 4-book series, all of which are probably going to be 400 pages, and I cannot read another one of these when this was boring, so I just don't want to continue. And the last 2 books aren't out yet. So, again, like the Dorothy Must Die series, why would I wait or invest my time in a series when I didn't like the first book? And the last book that I read this month was The Testing by Joelle Charbonneau, the first book in the Testing trilogy, and again, 2 stars. My main problem with this book, okay, let me just break it down. The first half I actually like. Why am I stuttering? Like, why? Okay. The first half I actually liked, but the second half, not that it was boring, but my main problem with this book is that it's basically a carbon copy of, like, a lot of dystopian books. Mainly The Hunger Games, but I found that it copied a lot of dystopians, like The Hunger Games, it copied Divergent a little, it copied The Maze Runner a little, it even copied Legend at one point, and I was just getting tired of it being, like, copied. It's just another, this really is just another dystopian. Like, it was not original in any way, like, especially the second half. It had potential, but Joelle Charbonneau is apparently too lazy to find her own ideas because she copied, like, a lot. She took, like, basically bits and pieces from a lot of dystopian books and put them in this and labeled it as a new book. Like, why? What is the purpose of this? And I will definitely not be continuing this series, like, ever. And I started a book this month, and that was Lord of the Flies by William Golding. The only reason I didn't finish it this month was because I'm reading it for school, so it's like we're taking time with it. So, I mean, why would I have finished it? Because we're basically reading a chapter a week, or like a chapter every other week. So, I mean, that's pretty obvious as to why I haven't finished this. I will probably be finishing this in October, though. So, yeah. Alright, now on to my October TBR. The first book that I'm definitely going to be reading in October is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, because I wanted to actually read this month, but I did not get time to since I checked out those books from the library. But this is really short. I'll probably get through this really quickly. I'm really excited to read this. It looks super, super cool, and just yes. After that, I want to read We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, which is another quite short book, so I'll get through it fast. This I've been wanting to read forever, ever since I heard about it, and now I have it, and just haven't read it yet, and yes, I just want to read this so badly, so this will be the second book that I read in October. Next, I want to read Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, the first book in the Grisha trilogy. I'm really excited to read this because of all the hype it's been getting, mainly from BookTube. It just sounds really cool, too. Like, and these covers, too, for this series are really cool. And hopefully after this, I can get to Siege and Storm, which is the second book of the Grisha trilogy. So hopefully maybe I can read both of these two in October. I don't know. And then after that, I want to read one of two things, or maybe I'll read both of them. I don't know what I'll be getting to this month. But either The Archived or The Archive by Victoria Schwab or Angel Fall by Susan E. I don't know which one of these I should read first. Maybe I'll read both of these this month, but maybe I won't. I mean, maybe I should just pick one and then save one for next month because I might be getting books from the library. I don't know. But one of these two I will most likely be reading this month. So that's it for this month's wrap up and TBR video. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, I'll be doing Top 5 Wednesday videos again. You can look out for that. I didn't do them for a month because I didn't really like the topics for them. So I just didn't really feel like doing them. So yeah, I guess that's it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.